Hello, this is another quick demo that I wanted to throw out about the storage redesign. Here's an idea that I've implemented in a side branch of this. And right now I think it's good, but I need some feedback to decide whether to go forward with it. Yeah, maybe it would be good to compare it with the other alternative, but let's just look at it as it is here. So, this is how a typical storage overview table would look with this new idea. On the first column, you have the device files, device nodes in the file system, all the /dev things that you might recognize, or something else for NFS, for example. For volume groups, I kept the name here, but of course, we can also do something here. Anyway, it's about drives in this demo. And you can see it's identified with SDA. It's currently unformatted, and here you can see the name of it. Yeah, for me personally, without a lot of storage experience, I never really look at those names here. So every time I'm surprised what the drive in my laptop is really called. And yeah, maybe so this name isn't that important in the end. And let's see what actions we have on this. Now you can format it as a file system or create a partition table on it. Let's create a partition table, GPT, of course, and then it turns from unformatted data to partition table. You get the free space listed here, and then you can create a partition in the free space. This is pretty normal stuff now. Interesting bit is that we started with one row, and yeah, now you can see the file system here. It's not mounted. The name of the hard drive is still here. If you click on the details for this partition table, then the most important thing now is that it's a partition table. Those are its partitions. And then, by the way, it's actually this drive with this firmware and other things about it. And if you want to erase it, you have to find the button down here at the drive. That should make it clear that the whole drive will be erased and everything that is on top of this here goes away. Let's do it. Okay, now we're back to the beginning, this initial state. It's again unformatted data here. You can't do anything with unformatted data, but the drive, you can create a partition table. That's what we did, or format it as a file system. Let's try that. Let's just use XFS here. And now the whole thing is a file system. And this time there's some action here. You can mount a file system, of course. But there used to be a format button here that is gone. The only thing you can now do is erase your whole drive again and start over with formatting it as a file system. And let's see how it looks on the overview. It's still only one row. Now it says it's an XFS file system and it's not mounted, and the name of the drive have disappeared because we needed that space now to show the mount point. If we mount it now on this place here, then this will appear now here. So dev SDA is an XFS file system mounted on run foo. That might be the most interesting information that you want to see about your system, and the name of the drive is maybe not so interesting anymore at this point. But if it is, I think we can find space here, maybe make a third, not a third, but one more column here in this table for the name, or make it part of the ID in parentheses or behind it or something. Yeah. Let's explore partitions a little bit more. Those have also changed. Let's see if it still makes sense to you. So now it's the partition table again. We have done that before. Let's quickly create a XFS file system in a partition in it. And let's look at this. This is now the XFS file system on a partition, and the format button has moved to the partition now. I think with this new approach here, with this idea, we will have some kind of container for every file system, for every content type, and the formatting would then always be here in this container, in the logical volume, for example, or in here in the partition, or even in a whole MD RAID setup. That might be the most drastic case, that you would have an XFS file system which is stored on an MD RAID array, and all the information for the MD RAID array would be appended below the file system on this page, and it would not be its own thing anymore. But I don't think that's necessarily wrong. It's a valid point of view to start with the file system and then go down to see how it is stored. And yeah, so I think this can be done. Find it quite interesting. And yeah, you would have to check the other videos to see what has actually changed, but maybe you can make up your mind if this makes sense and if you like it, how this is presented, and tell me about it. Okay, thanks a lot.